I want to tell you about a really simple concept that's going to help take your quarterback game to that next level. This is really easy to understand, and once you start to implement it, you'll wish you knew this earlier, right? It's going to make you look like a strategic genius, all right? So I was at Thursday practice, we had our junior team scrimmaging, and I made a comment about the quarterback not seeing this particular advantage. And the assistant coach said to me, well, he hasn't learned to count the numbers yet. And I thought that was a really interesting way of saying it. So counting the numbers or understanding where you have leverage. So let's look at our normal setup right here. We've got single high safety, we've got 4 people in the tackle box, and every receiver is kind of covered by a defender. So it's all kind of even. There's no advantage or disadvantage really anywhere. Remember, all the time we've got 9 defenders and 9 people on offense. So we actually have the same number, but when we start to move around, there's going to be advantages in different places. So when we were in trips, this is actually what happened at practice. We're in trips, and the defense, adjusted. They kind of bumped across, and this linebacker, he kind of bumped across. They kind of knew we were in trips, but there was a huge advantage. So if you have this imaginary line right here, we got 1, 2, 3 of us against 2 of them. All right, anytime you see 3 on 2, we need to take advantage of that kind of number matchup, all right? The best one to go to is a screen, all right? Whichever screen you're most proficient at, go to that one. If it's a stand-up, hit the stand-up. Personally, I like the bubble, all right, on this kind of matchup because it's easy to block. 1, 2, and then we're out here, all right? We're catching the ball here, and then we're taking up the sideline, all right? Now, with these blocks, it's important that we practice, our receivers practice blocking at practice, right? You can't just make them do it in the game. They're not going to be very good at it. They don't even have to pancake the defender. They don't have to beat them. They don't have to push them yards downfield. All they have to do is get in the way for 2.5, maybe 3 seconds. Get in the way. Even if they get pushed back, just get in the way. We're going to win, all right? This defender has to chase out here, all right? They're going to have to chase. There's going to be congestion here because there's going to be blocks going on. And then when you catch the ball and turn it up, they're really unlikely to catch us unless they are one of the best linebackers in the league, all right? So when we throw it here, the safety will probably come across and make the tackle. That's fine. Maybe they go a conservative route and then they get us out here. That's fine because we are 6 yards downfield. We will take 6 yards every single play. In fact, I'll take 6 yards every second play and we're going to go down the field and score, all right? So the bubble is a great way to go. We can also block this with a stand-up screen, all right? That works just as well. It is a little bit harder to get the blocks. I prefer using the bubble, all right? So this is using the numbers to our advantage. Now, there's going to be other times where the play call is bubble to the right, okay? And the numbers are not in our advantage. And it's good to understand as a quarterback that we are probably going to lose that exchange. All right. And let's put a defender kind of here. All right. So yeah, with our imaginary line, it's 3 on 3. But now we got, a 4th defender close, and a 5th defender over top to help. All right. So I would call this 3 on 3. I might call this 3.5 against our 3. All right, if you call it like that. Probably not the best play call to go here because this guy can be super aggressive. This guy can kind of be passive, and they're going to get the tackle either for no gain, or maybe we'll get lucky and get like 3 yards. All right, so this is not a good play. But where we have a disadvantage, there has to be an advantage somewhere else in the field. So look over backside, all right? So this is a real kind of aggressive over the top look. I don't think you'd actually see this. It's a bit of an exaggeration, but it actually does happen, believe it or not. I would go 1 of 2 things. If you prefer passing, I like to take one-on-one matchups. And when I say one-on-one, this guy here is on an island. There is not a defender, inside other than this corner. Everyone else is over here. They're looking over this way to the trip side. So I would go a quick slant over here. Boom. Catch that. Even if I don't get 4 or 5 yards, I'll take that. All right, 4 or 5 yards, I'll take that shot. If you want to be really aggressive, because they're in man press, all right, they're up in their grill. It's actually hard to run the slant against a man press. I would just go and run that fade. And I would take that 50-50 ball, or if you've got a fast receiver, then it's probably more likely than 50%, all right? If you are quite confident with your receiver's running and catching ability and with your passing ability. Now, alternatively, we can go speed option, all right, because of the numbers advantage. Whatever happens, we can either block the D end or block the linebacker. We're going to leave someone. Someone gets left behind. That's fine. I don't mind. We can block him. Ideally, we might come back and block him. All right. If we block two out of these three, it's good. All right. We're going to sprint out here, either to the D end. All right. Whoever's unblocked, we are sprinting out their outside shoulder. So in this situation, it's here. They're unblocked. We're not blocking them. We're going to sprint to their outside shoulder. They're going to start to come out over here. All right. If they are keyed in on tackling us, our running back is just outside us, slightly behind us. We just pitch that ball to them. If they look like they're going even wider, which they kind of need to, they need someone to contain to take care of the running back, and we just run that ball and we'll get tackled by the safety at 6-7 yards. All right. And we'll take that, all right? So anytime you see a numbers disadvantage, there's going to be an advantage somewhere else in the field. So this is an important concept to be able to understand, all right? It's being able to count how many do we have, how many do they have, all right? Sometimes the advantage won't exist. It'll be very even. That's fine. But sometimes I'm telling you, no matter what level you're playing at, unless you're playing at the college or NFL level, you're going to see these advantages, and they're going to be very obvious to you because you're now starting to count the field, all right? So if you can understand counting it, it becomes so easy to take advantage. It's about 1 in every 3, especially once you start going trips, all right? 1 in every 3, maybe 1 in every 4 plays, you're going to see a number advantage, and you can just make the most of that opportunity because you have a higher percentage chance of winning. If it's 3-on-2, you have a good chance of winning that exchange, getting 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 yards, all right? It makes you look like a genius, and it makes the game a lot easier and a lot more fun. So if you have any questions about beating the numbers, all right, send me a DM or leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions.